Boom. Just like that, we're back again. Sweating bullets. Stomach is tore up. But I'm going to do a challenge. You know what I'm saying? I was going to do one last night. All right, before I get started, there's my pass. So I don't have to read the League of Fire disclaimer. Anybody that likes spicy foods, if you're not in the League of Fire, I would encourage you to join. Get on the leaderboard with us. It's fun. Most people, their tolerance is better than mine. Yeah, so I have no clue what this is going to do to me. So you can get these from harvest912.org. Anybody that's watching the live, I know the replay, it's going to be more people watching the replay, but if you're watching live, let me know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Give me, say yeah, loud and clear, whatever. I'm sweating bullets right now. Why am I sweating so bad? All right, I had to do this last night. Live chat. There we go. Nobody's commented yet. Let me know if you can hear me. We're going to get started as soon as I get a confirmation that I am loud and clear. What's up, Bizzle? Can you hear me? Oh, thank you so much, Shannon. All right. 5x5. What's that mean? All right. I guess you guys can hear me because you would have said no otherwise. What I got here is League of Fire challenge. This is either a 2-pointer, 3-pointer, or 4-pointer. Mattering on how you do it. So here's how this works. There's my disclaimer pass. If I were to split this with Mrs. Bullcow, that's what we did last time. I seem to look a little grainy tonight. Hold on. It's because this light isn't on. No wonder. I knew it. I knew something wasn't right. There we go. So here's how this goes. If you split this chug, you get 2 shots out of it. If you do it with a partner, it's 2 points for each of you, right? If you do the whole bottle by yourself in one chug, you just tip this whole thing back. That's called the turbo style. It's 3 points. If you do half, 3-minute afterburn, like you're splitting with somebody, then you do the other half, it's 4 points. So that's where we're at right now. I am hot. All right, so we got 3 minutes queued up there for the afterburn time. I'll pull that back after. Let me get it out of the frame for now. All right, there's my disclaimer pass. And by the way, this has my chocolate Primatalis in it. Yeah, that I had from last year. They went through these so fast, and then the table sauce that they got low, and they needed some chocolate Primatalis. I didn't even know I had any. They were in my freezer from last year, vacuum sealed. So excellent sauce, by the way. It tastes great. Johnny said when they were up there, they put it on salmon. Right, so we're gonna do half. Oh, it's beautiful sauce. Look at that. 3-minute burn, and then the other half. Y'all ready? Smash that like button, whether you're watching this live or the replay. Most people will watch the replay. All right. Uncle Bull Kyle, League of Fire 912, Harvest 912. You already know what it is. Ah. Oof. Yeah. Oh, the special cheese balls. Yeah, those had my other mixture on it. The caramel Primotalii. Wow, it's hotter than the last time. Hopefully the gut's all right on this, man. Ooh.
Boo, Mr. Bull Cow. Boo.
What's up, Paul? How you doing, buddy?
Uncle Bull Cow tried to kill me yesterday.
I'm sweating bullets.
I would suggest anybody else that's ever let their tolerance get as low as I have.
And me.
Not do a tube of terror out of nowhere.
What's up, Sip Jumper?
Definitely some of them are more coated than others. I got a good one.
Wow, this is giving me whiskey chest like crazy. This tastes so good, though.
And I couldn't get any sleep. I got like 2 hours of sleep last night because of how bad the cat cramps are. Because I didn't purge. I didn't even do the whole tube.
Wow. Hey, everybody.
And I just got rid of my cat cramps about 2 hours ago. I had them until 2 hours ago.
Yeah, she was cramping bad, man. My stomach's all messed up right now, but it ain't cat cramps. I had a heck of a morning.
I prepped probably better than I ever have.
Did people like yesterday's video?
No, it's been deleted because you decided to be disruptive, so it's gone. So don't do it again.
Don't say what.
Yeah,
don't
and
say
yeah, and I will break your Kindle this time if you interrupt my video. Last time I took your treats away.
Daddy did the tube of terror yesterday.
No, Mommy did. Go take her in there and shut that door. I'm trying to do this challenge, please. All right, we got 40-something seconds left.
Yesterday, my daughter interrupted, and I got so frustrated and stressed out that I just quit. Thank God. I'm so happy that she interrupted. Or else my cat cramps might still be here, and my night would have been a lot worse. I might have had 0 sleep instead of 2 hours.
This might not be good on my gut. Last time I was prepped, and I only did half of one. I don't have any bananas or nothing. I have nothing to counteract this with.
It's some oatmeal.
Sweating. I ain't got time to make oatmeal, man.
You ain't got time to.
If I get
instant oatmeal.
If I get
okay,
cramps,
not instant, but you know, good stuff.
If I get cramps from this, I will not even be able to make oatmeal. If I get like gut bomb, chug bomb.
I take it back. I did not prep better than I ever have. It's just that I thought that since I ate short ribs, even though I didn't eat like a whole lot or anything, but I thought that since I ate short ribs, and they had a lot of fat, maybe it would help, but maybe not. I didn't eat like an abnormal quantity. I probably should have prepped better, but I did prep.
Hey, do me a favor. Get me a bowl spoon. Make me some cereal, some cornflakes with the milk.
I will, but you should let me make you oatmeal. A cereal with milk is not going to help. Cereal with cream might help, but we don't have cream. I'm telling you, it's not going to help you. I'll make it right now, but you should ask for oatmeal.
Just make me a small bowl of cereal. That's all.
All right.
I really just want the milk, but I figure the cereal will help me. I don't know.
The milk's not going to help your cat cramps, but so much. And okay. Excuse me. I'll bring you some snacks if you get up in.
That's a good sauce right there. I do have another bottle, and I don't know if this is Bull Cow. It was sent for her. If she chooses not to, yeah.
What's sent for me?
I got one of these for you. Because
What are they?
I said I loved it so much. I told
592?
Yeah, I told them, I said I loved it so much that I wish I didn't split the last one with you. Just joking. But they said, I'll send you your own, but I'll send one for her too. So they sent one for you. But if Mrs. Boca decides not to do it, we will put it on food because this is top notch. Wow.
Yeah,
seems a little bit hotter than last time. My tolerance could be low though. Ooh, chugging. That's a 4-ounce bottle of hot sauce right there. That was full. Whew. I hope everybody's had a good day. My day has been crazy. Uh, Last night I decided to make a homemade Q-tip out of toilet paper and stick it in my ear, and I had a ball of very hard wax that was hanging somewhere in there, and I pushed it in, completely blocked my ear. Okay.
Evidently, this is what happens when you get old.
Exactly. So
I told him
I
never
couldn't
ever
shut that
stick
water
anything
off.
in your ear. I'm letting it get hot so I can
It's hot. It
sterilize
takes
your
3 seconds.
bowl even better.
Oh, thank you. So anyways, um, oof, that whiskey chest big time. So anyways, I couldn't hear, and it freaked me out, and I felt all kinds of like off, like my balance, anything. I was able to lay down and get to sleep, and then I woke up. All right, guys, there's my challenge complete. I woke up and told Mrs. Bocow, I said, help me. And I sat up on the couch, and I was just doused in sweat. She dried me off with a towel. And then, that's good, honey. I actually went back to sleep, and I went back to sleep, and let me put this down here. I went back to sleep. Give me the sugar out of the. I just want a little top of sugar on top of it, out of the coffee cupboard, the little cupboard up here. So, anyways, I went back to sleep. Then I got up again. I don't know, an hour later, and I started messing with it. Couldn't deal with it, man. It was the weirdest thing ever. So I went in the bathroom. I did the peroxide. Didn't work.
Too much sugar for your teeth.
I'm not. Did the eardrops. Here, honey. Half a teaspoon. Thank you. It's like the organic oil, different oils. That didn't work. I had a. What do you do with the points? We just get on the leaderboard. Like right now, for this season, I'm number 4 in the world. It won't stay that way. There's some big hitters that'll come up after another month or two and pass me, but
Nothing comes
I took a pause last year, but I still finished 14th out of. I mean, there was over 100 people on the leaderboards for that season, so I did pretty good. I got a very low tolerance, but I joined and said if I can do it, anyone can. That's how I feel about it. There's easy challenges like the dual chip. These you get 1 point each. It's a piece of cake. There's some stuff like this. I couldn't detect any heat in these. These are 1 point. It's
not a piece of cake if you're not a chili head. But if you're a chili head, it's easy.
If you like hot sauce, you can do at least one dual chip. Trust me, it's not that bad. There's a couple. There was some little firecrackers, and then there was the.
I'm just trying to warn people.
The ginger one and berry one, those ones I didn't detect any heat in them.
The dual chip used to not be very hot.
So
now
those would be
hotter.
for. I don't know. I don't think they should. I don't think
they
should be on get a league board. But that's just my personal opinion. They're too mild. But there's some really mild stuff. A good one for beginners is the dual chip Late for Works building blocks of heat. It's 4 little different colored Legos, chocolate Legos, and they're different peppers, and they go up, and you get 2 packs. So, if you get through the first pack, you can go on to the second one. If you can't, you just go up. That's a really good challenge. The Orange You Glad, it's almost not hot. There is a beginner's challenge. That's one that my daughter could do. Okay, has almost no heat to it at all. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff. So it's great.
Don't be giving these to your kids on videos, though.
Yeah, don't do that.
Coming after us.
No, don't. Shh. Quiete la boca. You can't even speak about that stuff after all the nonsense.
Even if your kid's 17, don't give it to them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I say always let them do it themselves. Trust me, I've had the Pocky chips out when I'm out selling sauce. I don't have any left, but I have pocket chips out there with me. In case somebody wants to do one, I'll give it to them for free. If they
Speaking of, does Lisette like hot sauce?
She likes green Tabasco sauce. That's her favorite. But anyways, I had kids trying to buy it from me. Absolutely not. Nope. Now, if they're 14, 15, and their parent buys it and takes it home, that's on them. You know what I'm saying? But with everything that went on, a lot of us are being very strict with that. I'm over 18 years of age.
Mild hot sauce on video.
Well, because people are getting out of control, man. That Guardian article I was writing about chili eating in the UK. All the people that were in the comments on there, they were some weirdos, and they were literally, it was like cancel culture took over that post, and they all jumped on the bandwagon and were like against spicy food, like to the point where they were like it should be illegal and crazy stuff. So yeah, don't mess with them.
People love talking about things that they don't know or have never experienced.
Right, or they don't like spicy food, so they should be banned. You know. And that's the most. I mean, come on. I hate black licorice, but I don't think it should exist, right?
Not comparable though.
I pray that God abolishes it off the face of the earth, but I am not going to freaking start a campaign to get black licorice banned and threaten violence against people who eat black licorice.
Here's the thing. Capsaicin does not hurt you. It feels like it hurts you. It does not hurt you. Why is it legal for people to go get assisted suicide? They want to bother us about pain that's not actually hurt. That doesn't actually hurt you. It's an illusion. Your body thinks there's something going on, but there's not.
Right. I'm from the old school. We drank Mad Dog 2020. They didn't ban that. That stuff hurt a lot of people.
I don't even know what that is.
You're lucky. She don't know what Thunderbird is either. She's so lucky. Guy said it in a movie we watched last night. Waking up with empty bottles of Thunderbird around or something. She said, "What's that?" I'm like, "Oh, you don't want to know about the Night Train and Wild Irish Rose, Thunderbird, Mad Dog 20. What they were is they're wino wines. They come in a small bottle. Some of them, the Bad Dogs, are big. Bad Dogs come out with all kinds of flavors. Oh, it's very strong. It don't taste like good wines. It's cheap wine. But
do I need to be from a place like Glover to come across something like that?
See, Paul, yeah, that's okay. I love you regardless. I don't hate you. Paul said he loves black licorice. That's what I'm saying. Exactly. And we're friends. Like, we can all have our own.
No, I can't be cool with you now that I know this. I'm just kidding.
She's just joking. But that's what I mean. Like, if you don't like spicy food, then don't eat it. It's that simple, you know? Bizzle said he hasn't thought of Mad Dog in forever. Yeah, it's... those were bad days, man. Thank God he saved me out of that lifestyle, because they were cheap. I don't remember if they were $2-3 or something, but you could literally go to the liquor store and buy all these cheap wines. Man, go behind the building. We go to there used to be a non-alcoholic club, and we bring those in.
I spent the vast majority of my life very sober. I've been, I've drank.
Boons.
I drank, but I ain't been drinking things that you only drink if you're drunk. Things that you drink if you don't want to pay any money for it.
Well, we were drinking those because it was cheap.
That's
and it got you wasted.
Although I remember once or twice, for some reason, being dumb enough to buy. What's that? Some
Charlie?
Some cheap 2000s thing. What is that nasty stuff I bought like once or twice? And regret.
Charlie, what is the cheap wines that they drink in the UK? You might not know that. I don't know. Well, I mean, yeah. I don't know. I mean, here, I don't know what people drink nowadays. Like, I haven't drank in 10 years, right? So, here's the thing.
I haven't drank in about 15.
Right. Now I'll have a glass of good wine once in a while.
Yeah, we drank a tiny bit
Yeah,
of
I'll
wine
put
last week,
a
but we're
little
talking
spice
about
rum in my
drink like
eggnog, or
drinking
have a beer
in
once in a great
excess.
while. But no, getting drunk, no,
We
I
drink
haven't,
a very
haven't done it in a
small
long
amount.
time.
It's like trace.
But we had Mad Dog 2020 big cheap bottles. We were young. We didn't have no money. We'd send a guy. We couldn't even. We weren't even old enough to buy it. We send the old winos in. We'd buy them a bottle. We got 10, $20. That's it. Send the winos in. The liquor store. They're coming out with a case like this. 5 or 6, 7 different bottles. They get one for buying it for us. We drink the rest. And you got it. You drink them fast, boy. They were gross, and they got you wasted. I mean, people talk about Night Train and Thunderbird making people crazy and stuff. Mad Dog, people were puking off it. I don't know why. I mean, I think it was strong. It was. Here's the thing. It was stronger than beer. And back then, New York State had 5% or less. So I think most of the beers, like Budweiser, was 3.5% alcohol by volume, right? Which meant if we got Budweiser, we need to drink quite a bit of it to get lit. And my father worked up by the Canadian border and had guys from Canada that worked with him. So he would get me Molson Canadian, Labatt's Canadian, Labatt's Blue, Labatt's 50. And they were 6% alcohol or 5.5 or at least 5. Ours was under 5 for years. They changed that, and the first beer that was Molson Ice that came out was 6%, and they were all kinds of people were on it like crazy, because you got Budweiser at 3.5, this is at 6. But so yeah, you're young and stupid. You're drinking 40 ounces, 40 ounces Old English and St. Ides and all that crap, Crazy Horse, whatever. Then you had the Mad Dog 2020. Or you had cheap canned beer. People drink Milwaukee's Best.
We should send this video to my mom. I'll say, although I have spent the vast majority of my life incredibly sober, I started drinking before most people and was a drunk when I was very young. But then when I grew out of it really quickly.
Well, hold on.
Okay.
She's coming, honey.
I'll be in a second. I think the first time I got drunk, I was 11, and I got drunk, like blackout drunk. And I drank and through middle school, not like I wasn't like drinking every day. I just, sometimes I'd get really, really drunk. But it was like in a protected environment, like I was just a kid, so it's not like I'm like out in the world doing dumb things. But my parents had this fully stocked liquor cabinet with very, very nice liquors that my godfather bought and put in there, and like nobody ever touched. It was just like for special occasions that never happened. And with it was like that for like into my from middle school up until I went to college. It was just fully stocked, and I was worried about getting caught, so I would like make horrible, disgusting suicides out of put lots of different liquids together so you couldn't like notice anything being gone. And my parents didn't figure that out.
She left me
until I was in college. They like went to finally drink it, like, because obviously they drank so much, right? They barely drink. So eventually they found out like things are watered down and asked me about it, like so long after after I spent like tons of time around them as a child drunk, like cleaning and stuff and just doing like random things. Me and my best friend. And
I just saw the funniest thing because I was thinking about last night with the tuba terror thing. We and you were fine. You were kind of like you're telling me you're aggravated. I was just telling you the time because what happened. Anybody that watched the video, she interrupted us. She was being bad. She's done this before when I've been on a video or with both of us on a video. She knows there's nothing we can do. And if you try to discipline her, she'll scream and everything, whatever. So she gets grounded for that, right? She hasn't done it that many times. But last night, I think if I would have stayed in here and I was trying to help Mrs. Bocauer time, right? I was trying to do it. I was trying to do like Jiff will host in the League of Fire. And I think I was doing okay. They said I got flustered dealing with her, and then Mrs. Bokow kind of, I don't know, there was a point in there where I wasn't here, and I'd come back and I said, "We got this time." But then I also told her a minute later. Um, I also told her a minute later because, but so it was a mess. We didn't publish it. But it was funny because I think about the time. What one time I got mad at you for, and I don't know, she didn't say anything, she didn't do anything wrong. This is, sometimes, yeah, Mrs. Bokow gives me a hard time. You guys have seen it. Sometimes I bother her, I drive her nuts, but she'll be coming here and messing with me. I'm doing a challenge. We get on each other's skin. You guys know that. But the one time she didn't say anything wrong. She was doing a challenge or doing something. In the middle of it, she decided she wanted something with chocolate, and all we had was cocoa powder. Didn't have any. Right? And she goes, "Put me a pan on the burner and put a little oil and," she goes, "Put a little butter and oil in it, would you?" Remember that?
With cocoa powder.
Put a little cocoa powder oil in it.
He hated
Would you?
that I said,
And she said it so nicely and southern, and I wasn't mad that she asked me to do it. I was mad that she wanted to stop the challenge and have me cook this for her.
I didn't say I was gonna stop. You were just gonna cook.
No, I think it was a pod challenge. Eliza, I love you. All right, Alexa,
I
stop.
just wanted to flavor with the pie.
Can you guys imagine having a daughter named Eliza and a freaking machine called Alexa?
Yeah, she always thinks we're talking to her.
It's not as bad as it used to be, but every time I would say, "Eliza, what's the temperature outside?"
Do you know how many?
That thing would say, I wouldn't say it.
You know how many times this man gets mad at me over southern things I say?
Put some chocolate. Put me some cocoa powder and oil in the pan, would you?
Everything I say that is normal to say, that's like overly polite. He always thinks I'm being sarcastic, and then he starts yelling at me. Like if I say like, "Yes, sir," like it sounds weird.
That's being sarcastic.
No, it's not, mother. Oh my god. He would rather me cuss.
Well,
like
where I'm from,
say things like, "Yes, sir."
from.
Yeah, well, I ain't from where you're from.
Wow.
That's the point. Everything he thinks that I say to be rude is because it's rude. Because it's rude to be polite in where he's from.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
That's why I can't stand.
Now, see, if I just yes,
about
ma'am.
trying to
If I
hang out
said
with
yes,
people that are
ma'am.
from the South.
If I said yes, ma'am, I'm being an asshole.
That's not what people do here.
Okay,
Say
if
yes,
I say it
ma'am.
to you right now.
Say yes, sir.
Okay, yes, ma'am. Now what?
Even if we're frustrated when we say it, we're saying it to be polite and end something in a nice way. We're not trying to escalate
Sometimes,
it and
yeah.
start something.
Yeah, sometimes.
We're trying to be like, okay, I concede to you, yes, sir. And it sounds weird to somebody that's not from the South.
Because we just don't have any respect for anybody up north.
First of all, some people are going to think it sounds like I'm just being overly submissive. It's not. That's not what it means. And he's going to think I'm being overly sarcastic. It's not. It's just a neutral, polite way to end a conversation that everyone does if they're from certain parts of the South.
Comes from the people that invented "bless your heart." Think about that.
No, they're not going to think about it because they don't know what it means and they don't overthink it like you do.
Bless your heart means
He cannot comprehend Southern things. He thinks saying "bless your heart" is like the worst thing ever too. And he doesn't understand. This is the problem with Southern things though. And I'm sure it's like that for other places. If we have phrases that mean like 3 different things. For example, "bless your heart" can mean F you. It can mean that you're really, really thankful and you want someone to be like blessed. Or it could mean like a neutral, like in the middle, like, oh, thank you. It could mean anything. It just depends on the context and how you're saying it. And it's basically impossible to know what the person means, but it's ambiguous. But that's the point. There's no reason you can't get upset about it because somebody's purposely trying to be polite and not make you upset.
Let's clarify. If you say yes sir, like they do in Atlanta, in the hood and all that, that's what they say. And I say it in text because I just picked up on it years ago. I say yes sir, YESSSIR. All right, yes sir. That is like affirmative. Like nice day out here today, yes sir. That's affirmative. So when they say yes sir, proper English, I'm offended by it.
But I'm
Because
exaggerating.
where I'm from, if you say it, yes sir, or sir, yes sir, yes sir, it's like you're being sarcastic. That I'm trying to be your boss, your drill sergeant, something like that, and so it's like, yes, boss. That's the way we take it. I'm not lying, man.
Well,
but
sometimes that's how I mean it. But in the South,
see?
we're not. We don't. We're not saying that we can't. We refuse for you to be our boss. We're saying, fine, you're the boss. It's not f you. You're not going to be my boss. That's not what it is. And maybe we don't mean you're the boss, but we're allowing you to take the boss position at that moment, even if we don't agree. We're just being polite. It's just like, but to him, it's like f you. And I'm exaggerating.
Yes,
Bless your heart. Never ever means f you.
It means you're dumb.
Because
in Texas anyway.
Because in Southern, we don't ever go, we don't escalate to that point. We don't. We never do ever. What it means is like, bless your heart, and it
means you feel bad for them sometimes.
Sometimes it means you pity
or they're
them.
just
Sometimes
they're
it means
a little bit dumb.
You are mad at them, but you don't mean literally f you. Literally, Southern people are polite. Here's the thing. We're not. It doesn't mean we're nice. I'm not saying we're nicer. We're polite. But because here in the South, if you are impolite, somebody's gonna knock you out, or you're not allowed to be impolite in the South. There are repercussions. So when we say things, we literally are being polite, because nobody wants to get. We're not trying to, because like for instance, if you're in New York, you say something to disrespect somebody, they're just gonna yell at you. If you disrespect somebody here in the South, depending on who you're talking to, you might get knocked out. So we aren't disrespectful, but that's why you get knocked out sometimes in the South, because no one is disrespectful, hardly. So if somebody is disrespectful, it's fighting words. They're saying, I want to fight, because you're not going to be disrespectful in the South unless you want to escalate. That's right, fight.
Charlie. Yeah, Charlie said it's got to be confusing. Yeah, and
it's very confusing. It caused so many marital problems.
Yeah, exactly. When you got you're coming from the different cultures, but
and especially him, he's coming from prison culture. He's spent half his life in prison.
No, I didn't spend half my life.
Uh-huh.
I got 2 drug
charges.
A lot
of life.
A
lot more than my life.
Yeah, 2 drug charges in my past. That's it. But I did a little bit of time. I did like a year, then a violation, then another year and a half or something. But it's just New York. It's not. It's everybody's.
You're overreactive if you've been to prison.
Kind of the same way up there, but. That's why us New Yorkers, we love the Southern girls. We ain't giving the girls from our damn hood, we are not giving them the time of day. I have a hard enough time with her, man. You should see me with girls from my hood. No,
but
man.
Southern girls have more.
Hell no.
The Southern girls have more of an attitude in a relationship than the Yankees. I can understand that. But that's because we're not used to. I'm not used to your way. So every time he's disrespecting me, I'm like, oh, that's fighting words, right?
So with us, the opposites is a problem, right? But with the Yankee girls, too many of them are too much like me, right? So with me and her, the only thing we really have in common, like, is we both talk a lot. I mean, we have stuff in common, like we love spicy food. We love almost all the same foods, pretty much. We have a lot in common.
We actually get along better than it sounds, but like once in a while, miscommunications happen.
Well, no, yeah, but we have differences that are, where if she was from New York, we would never argue about those things, probably,
Right.
So but them chicks up there, I'm sorry, none of y'all watch my channel anyway, so I don't care. I'd love to see a damn girl from New York comment on my stuff, because. Whatever. I'm not gonna diss all of you. My damn mama's from there. but whatever the case may be, I'm just gonna say this. They are. I will fight with them at bump heads because they're too much like me, right? Me and Mrs. Book, I have enough differences where there's some breaks and patterns there where it's good. That we might argue about something.
We barely have. Problems, but when we do, it's a big miscommunication problem, like the whole yes sir. Like if I say yes sir, the whole day's ruined, and sometimes I just do it out of habit. But he's like, oh no, you didn't just say yes sir to me. I don't know what he says, but he gets really mad.
But we bump heads. A lot of our stuff in the house is dealing with, our daughter's autistic.
We're all autistic.
We're very bad when it comes to, you guys seen, you've seen how it goes on. Last night, tonight, she came in here, talked a few times. She said she's wanted to say something. Chastity said, hang on, right? The kid can't get a word in edgewise sometimes because me and her talk so much. But last night was straight disrespect and disobedience. She was very, very bad last night. And that's why we were, that ruined everything, the challenge. And I mean,
but when an autistic child, same for me and you, when autistic people are misbehaving, people need to understand that a tantrum is not the same thing as a meltdown. We are all autistic. I'm autistic. He's autistic. They're both autistic. We don't have enough mercy on each other sometimes, but we don't throw tantrums. We have meltdowns. Even as adults, we both have meltdowns. And what happens, autistic people have sensory processing problems. We literally, our nervous system will shut down.
Did I ever tell them
and we are in fight or flight.
Did I tell you guys? Let me tell them about the sensory processing this morning. So I couldn't hear last night. Middle of the night. There you go. There's a meltdown. I had a panic attack. I couldn't hear out of this ear. I felt claustrophobic. I knew it was throwing my equilibrium, my balance off, and then I laid down, and I felt like I couldn't breathe. It was the worst thing ever. Mrs. Bokow, I literally, I said, I can't stand this. I almost started.
Major meltdown.
Yeah, I started crying, and
he thought he was gonna have a heart attack.
And I couldn't. I got up and walked around because I had AFib, so I was a little bit worried. I don't want to freak myself out.
It's confusing that he has the tachycardia AFib and he has meltdowns. It's hard to tell which one is which sometimes.
But I go walking back and forth, and me and Mrs. Bokow hung out for a while. Thank you. And we hung out in the middle of the night, and I listened to some music.
I didn't call it
and then
just kidding.
You want to know what she did? Oh yeah, my roommate called the cops on me because I went to sleep and he wanted to talk to me. But I'll tell you guys that story another time. He was he was a good guy, but when he drank, it was bad news. But she went upstairs. And I don't know if I just felt like I didn't have that support system anymore. I don't know what it was, but I know if the heat kicked on and I started worrying that it was going to be too hot, so I put the fan on me. I got laid on the couch. I had everything perfect. I was very comfortable, right? I even turned on this side so that, I have the pillow here, so it's not going to matter much. And all of a sudden I started sweating. I thought I was having, just out of nowhere. I don't believe I was thinking about this. I just literally was trying to go to sleep.
It's just because you don't have to think about sensory problems.
My heart rate was through the roof. And I said, I'm going to go out in my boxers with no shirt. I'm going to go and take the garbage out to the dumpster. And if I do not cool down by the time I get back in the house, I know it's an AFib attack. So I went out there, walked back, and I was cooled down. So I knew I don't know what made my heart jump up like that, but it was able to come down on its own. But I laid down. Yeah, man. My
people
chest
think.
tight.
People think.
So I ended up going to the hospital. I ended up literally I could not sleep. I tried everything getting this out. I know I poked a plunger in there, and I hurt. I broke the skin a little bit somewhere back inside of the. So I ended up going to the hospital, and they tried to do their irrigation. I said, it ain't gonna work, and it didn't. Finally, the doctor had to go in there with tools and scrape out these chunks of hard earwax, and she was in there, and it felt weird. It hurt a little bit, but then there was one, and she went like this, and it hurt. I said, ah, and I just heard this pop, and I heard her voice out of this side. It's where she was, and I was like, oh my God. So then she went back in for one more chunk of it, but it was so.
So thankfully he didn't have the AFib. He just had an autistic meltdown from having clogged ears.
My father told me he went 3-4 days with that happened to him before, and he said he lost his mind. He was so his balance was off and everything. So.
But yeah, but people don't understand being autistic. The reason he freaked out, it has nothing to do with anxiety. It's not an anxiety attack. Autistic meltdowns are not anxiety attacks. It's a problem with your nervous system and sensory issues that are way too difficult to explain. But they are not anxiety attacks. It's completely different.
All right, guys, we're gonna get going. Uncle Bokai loves you. Thank you for watching this live stream. Yeah, we'll be back